Hello, and welcome to another Pages and Pals live show. I am here with my friend Chloe from the Brunette Bibliophiles. We are missing Desirai. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it tonight. But if you are new to Pages and Pals, we basically get together and we read together. This is hosted by the BookTube Chicks. We are the BookTube Chicks along with Desirai. And we did this once a month. It's usually in the middle of the month. We normally do this on Saturday, so I'd like to make a first announcement. We are changing our live shows from Saturday to Sunday. It's become increasingly hard for me personally to make it to Sunday night live shows. So we agreed to just go ahead and make it Sundays. So from now on, starting in March, our live shows are switching to Sunday nights. I apologize if that makes it difficult for anybody to make it, but I hope that you will and that doesn't create a bigger problem for your personal schedule. But again, if you are new to our live shows, we just read together. I'm actually in the middle of moving. I bought a new house a few weeks ago and I'm currently moving. So all my books are in boxes. So I am going to read something. I'm actually going to read the BookTube Chicks book club book pick of the month, which is I actually have to download it because I completely forgot. Give me a second. So our book of the month is The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by, the one that Chloe is holding up, by Megan Bannon. So that is our book pick of the month for the BookTube Chicks. Our live show, I'll announce it now. I usually wait for announcements at the end of the live shows, but our live show for that is actually on February 26th, which is the last Sunday of this month. And I see, Chloe, you've already started. Are you liking it so far? How far are you in the book?
I am only 44 pages in, so I'm not very far yet. Still trying to get a feel for it.
Okay. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what the book is about. It's just a book we have to read for book club. The way we pick our book club picks is each one of us, we each get a month and we all pick like 3 books. Like one person picks 3 books and then the other 2 gets to pick what their choice would be for that month between those 3 picks. And so this was Desirai's month. She picked 3 books and we unanimously agreed on this one book. So that is our book pick for the month. But anyway, I'm rambling. Chloe, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? And obviously I already said your name, but let us know what you're reading.
First of all, this book is huge. It's like over 400 pages. And I'm very behind because I'm starting so late. But anyway, my name is Chloe. I run the BookTube channel Brunette Bibliophile. You can find me under that name or Brunette Biblio on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, all those snazzy things. I'm also reading The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon today because I'm very behind. It's a big book and I have a week to get through it and not a lot of time. So hopefully I can get through a good chunk tonight. I think I just need to dedicate time to sitting down and working on it. And this book also confuses me because it's a romance, but it's also a little bit of a fantasy. But I think it's promoted as a romance mostly. So I'm just very confused and I'm just kind of rolling with it. I wish I could get the audiobook, but all I have is the ebook. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. And so, sorry, one second. Okay. All right. So as we said, we're missing one person. Hello, Cool Gamer. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're both reading the same book. I'm about to start it from scratch. I just downloaded the audiobook. Because I am working with a new place. I normally, when I do these live shows, I have 2 computers that I have so that one computer has the timer. I'm working off of one computer. So I'm going to try to pull up the timer for you guys and I'll share my screen and we're going to first start off with a 25-minute reading sprint. And then as you guys know, if you've been to our live shows before. We start off with a 25-minute reading sprint. We have a little bit of a break, and then we continue on with a 20-minute reading sprint. So I'll go ahead and pull up the timer, and I'll go ahead and share my screen. Just give me a second to get that set up, and we'll start. Okay, so that was 25 minutes. For those of you just joining us, thank you. Welcome to Pages and Pals live show. This is a live show that we do once a month. It's usually at the end, towards the middle of the month. We normally do it on Saturdays, like today's Saturday, but it's increasingly hard for me to make it to Saturday live show, so we're moving it to Sunday starting next month. And we just finished our first reading sprint, so we'll move on to the next one. We're just taking a little bit of a break. I am currently reading The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, and this is the BookTube Chicks book pick of the month for the month of February. Our live show is not tomorrow, but the following Sunday, the 26th. And it is on Chloe's Chloe's channel. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys want to join us, if you read this book and you want to join in on the discussion. But Chloe, I know you're reading the same book and you're slightly ahead of me. I made it to halfway through chapter 2. You're a little bit ahead of me. How are you feeling about the book?
I am a couple pages into chapter 7, but I am having a really hard time visualizing this setting because I think what I think it is I think it's like a kind of modern, also kind of fantasy setting, but then there's like the magical realism aspect. I can't say what it is because I don't think you've reached that point yet, but I'm having a hard time with the setting. Characters I'm enjoying, setting I'm just trying to figure out what this is.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of like, again, I'm only on chapter 2. I'm halfway through chapter 2. To be honest, I'm not entirely like understanding the setting either. But again, I'm super new to the book, and I know you're at the very beginning as well. Hoping that as we read through the book more, that it becomes a little bit more immersive. But I do agree with you where the setting is not quite clear in my mind yet. I understand the characters a little bit, but again, yeah, I agree with you. The setting is just not clear. I'm not immersed in the setting as of yet, but again, I'm only on chapter 2.
I can't figure out if it's supposed to be like a modern world or like a fantasy like medieval world.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that as we read the book more, it becomes a little bit more clear. But yeah, I definitely agree with that. I was like, I don't know where like the time period so far. Like, I don't understand what I'm reading. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and start our second reading sprint. And our second reading sprint is always a little shorter. It's 20 minutes. And again, as with the first reading sprint, I'll go ahead and share my screen so you guys can know the countdown, how much time there's left in the reading sprint. So go ahead and grab your book and join me, and I'll go ahead and start the timer. All right, so that was our last 20-minute reading sprint. I got through halfway through chapter 3. I'm kind of starting to get the idea of what's happening, but I feel like I'm still a little bit I'm still unclear on the setting of the story. It's kind of like what Chloe said. I'm not entirely sure, like, time period, what kind of world we're looking at so far. There's some magical elements here, but I'm not entirely getting the full picture of what the world is. Again, for those of you joining us, I'm currently reading The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon. This is the BookTube Chicks book pick of the month. Our live show is actually not tomorrow, but next Sunday. Chloe's reading the same book. She's just a little further ahead of me. But I'm enjoying it. I think the characters are interesting. But again, I'm a little unclear on the setting of the book. Chloe, has it gotten better for you as far as the setting?
No. I agree with everything that you said. I'm really liking the story with characters. The setting is confusing. I am on the first page of chapter 8, and it's still confusing, the setting part. But everything else is going well. I feel like I didn't get as much done that time around because I was starting to fall asleep, and I was like, I need to focus on this book. But it has a lot of elements to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying the characters. Yeah. But I think, again, I'm on chapter 3. She's on chapter 8. So I'm hoping that it's a big book. It's about 400 pages. So as we get more into the book, hopefully it'll become a little bit more clear. Okay, so that is it for this Pages and Pals live show. Thank you, everybody who joined us. I really, really appreciate it. Again, as I mentioned throughout this live show, if you want to join us for this the live discussion of this book, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy, it's going to be next Sunday, not tomorrow, next Sunday, the 26th. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Chloe's channel. And Chloe's channel is linked down below if you guys want to check it out. Our next Pages and Pals live show is going to be starting Sundays. Now it's not going to be Saturdays, now Sundays. It's going to be March 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we should stick to that schedule because obviously the next morning we all have to go to work. So doing it any later than 8 gets, So we should stick to the schedule of 8 p.m. I know we have been very bad at keeping to our scheduled time. But anyway, March 19th, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time is our next Pages and Pals live show. And hopefully next time Desirai will be able to join us. She kind of had a few things that she couldn't get out of it today. So that's why she wasn't here today. Is there anything going on with quarterly romance book happening this month or next month?
Right now we are reading Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. And our live show is going to be on Sunday, March 5th. I think that sounds right. The 5th, at 6 p.m. Eastern on Desirai's channel.
Okay. All right, so that's all the live shows that are happening over this month and part of next month for the BookTube Chicks. Again, if you want to join us for Pages and Pals, that's March 19th, Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time here on my channel. Thank you, everyone who joined us. I really, really appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's always fun to read together. That's why we call it Pages and Pals. So we will see you guys hopefully on the 26th. If not, we will see you on March 19th. Bye.